So we've been gone a little while, but we've been very busy. And food has been our main focus recently because we've got 2 hungry kids and they love their fruits and vegetables, and we find that it's not been up to standard when you buy it. So a real big push this year to grow more and more, and we're getting there. We've got lots growing. So we've got our tomatoes, we've got aubergines growing down there, and we've got peppers, we've got field pumpkin, we've got squash, we've got cucumber, we've got watermelon. There's cucumbers in there, watermelon, 3 watermelon plants there. We've got our new chickens in there. They're just busy growing and eating and drinking and doing their bit. So we're busy. In all my spare time, I tried to do this guttering, and the guttering's fine, but obviously there's a big curve where we've pulled this tight, where we didn't really manage to get this cracked quite right when we put this polytunnel up. Tightening it from the ends was an issue because it wasn't warm enough, it was cold, and then when it did get warm it went a bit slack, and then because we've got these bars that go across the bottom, we can pull it tight from the edges. Well, that sort of pulled it in curves. But my issue has been, I'll just put some tape, so we've got this wood here, and we'll tape across using the proper polytunnel tape to stick it. And it did stick it for one evening, and then in the morning it was all off like it is now. So I don't know quite what I did there. So I tried some different stuff on some of it, and it did the same thing, so that doesn't work. So now I've ordered some batten that's going to come in from the other side, screw it to this, so I've got a smaller bit of tape attached to there, and we'll see if that works. It's hard work. I love doing things 3 or 4 times. Our rotavator broke down, which has left me hand digging this heavy clay soil for hours and hours on end. It's taken me a very long time to do, and it's really heavy. And that rain that we've had this year, we've had so much rain, and Charles Dowding does this thing about no dig gardening and all that sort of stuff, which was what I was trying to do. Well, bugger me, it's washed that soil away. That soil's all up this end, and a lot of it's gone further, it's just disappeared. That end is especially hard clay, really horrible, and all I've been able to do is actually turn the ground over, throw it up on its head, and try to put some fresh soil back on top of it, and it's been a lot of work. I don't think Charles Dowding would approve of this. See, well, the children have been helping me. They aren't my tools. That's not mine. That's mine. That's not. That's not. That's not. That is. I bent that poor fork. That's not mine. Yeah, so I've added some stuff on here because this was just turned over. But this is what we've got. Look at it. It's just... Oh, we've had rain today. It's such hard stuff. Horrible. It is crumbling a bit because that rain. But it goes like concrete when it dries out. Horrible. We've got our strawberries there. We've got stuff growing out here. We've got loads of stuff in the polytunnel to put in these beds. So as soon as May's finished, we can get them out here. No risk of frosts. So also with those polytunnels, we've got IBC tanks either side. That's for the water to go into off the guttering. And then it's piped and gravity fed. And then down here, pipe all the way up there, all the way across there. I didn't want to dig the trench that far by hand. I got a bit tired. I'm going to wait until I can afford to hire a digger in. And then it goes up and over the bank. It just empties itself. There's enough height this side for it to go up and over the bank, and weight of water to just go in there when it rains. This pond is murky. So before we put water from this pond into our big water tank, I thought we'll filter it a bit first. So I bought a poly filter with 20-inch thing, 5 microns, and a carbon filter, any pesticides that might come off of spray and all that sort of stuff. Take some of that before it goes in the big tank. So I had some alum that I put in some water before in our IBC tanks because there was some sediment in there, to see how it worked. And it's food grade alum, and you can put it in water and it grabs any of the bits that are in there and sinks them to the bottom. And I thought it might just help things along here. we're in swarm season as well, and I've got a new hive because I want to try and, I've always in the past wanted to do beekeeping as natural as possible, but it comes to a problem when it's harvesting honey, and that's with brood is everywhere, and you don't want to get rid of bees, so you end up not hardly taking any honey. And we need more honey because honey is a good, pure, clean thing rather than eating sugar. And if you don't have sugar, you have something else that pretending to be sugar, which is also bad for you. So this is going to be the first year growing sweet potatoes, and we're doing it in a few different ways. One way is you put a sweet potato in some water, and it grows what they call a slip. It grows loads of little shoots off it, and they tear them off, and they're called slips, and they put them in water and regrow roots. I'm doing that with one. I'm also, the potato itself has grown roots and it's got a shoot on it, so I'm going to just cut that bit off and plant it, see what happens. And then next year expand to see how it does in the polytunnel. I'm not going to go too mad with it because I want to see on the success of it really. Now, we used these bags last year for potatoes and things. The problem with these is they dry out, so you can use a carrier bag or a bin liner in there to try and help retain some moisture, because it just comes out the sides. Like that, a little bit lower in there. I'm thinking if we start to get some potatoes coming up, we can top it up a bit higher. So when you're collecting like salad and stuff like that, your own produce, there's no such thing as a manly basket. There really isn't. I mean, if you know a manly basket that's about, perhaps put something in the comments. I end up using this, and then you can just wash it in it afterwards straight away. Get a bit of that. So this isn't really an Instagram salad, is it? You could make your things look prettier, but it's realistic. Our thing now is really about food, because even the mainstream now is talking about these forever chemicals on our food. And years ago I heard a guy saying about soft fruit in particular, that you could squeeze out the strawberries and reuse the chemical and it would be the same strength as it was applied in the first place, because it doesn't go anywhere. And I thought, oh, that can't be true. We've got, you know, these agencies that are supposed to stop all that sort of stuff, you know, the FDA in America and that sort of thing, that are supposed to check out whether they're safe. And really, if you look at all these agencies, Environment Agency are just letting shit go into the rivers, you start to wonder, what are they doing? Who's buying them out? Because I know if I emptied my septic tank in the river, I would likely get a big fine and have to remortgage my house, if I had a house. My little helpers, and although every job we do takes more time, it doesn't matter because they are the most important job.
They're the bee taking pollen.
There's a saying in permaculture that you feed the soil, not the plant. And I think it's the same with children. If you give them the right conditions, they'll grow.